All right. Because that's part of the message today. Now, this is what it looks like we're going through. Door after door after door after door that is getting more colorful and brighter. Now, I do want to say this. Barbara said, don't look at the dragon at the door, but you have to know that at the threshold is Pythos. Now, that is a biblical principle. I had to really seek the Lord this weekend and say, what is it we're not getting? Because evidently it's something, or I wouldn't have to go over it 100 times a week. But it's good for me. It reinforces what I know and what I believe. Pythos and threshold are an equated word. At every threshold, Pythos is waiting either to release divination towards you, to send you in a wrong direction, or to squeeze you so tightly that you can't get through the door. Now, you have to understand that. That is the principle of the threshold. When we think threshold, we think marriage. When you're going into covenant, there is always a war. Because God knows that if we ever step through into our next level of covenant blessing, we have an authority that is tremendous, and every time you step over the threshold, there is great blessings that are waiting at your next level of covenant. Now, I'm not saying get married 12 times. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm saying covenant thresholds have blessings waiting on the other side. Now, that's what this year is about, that there is a place that you can look down and go through that has a greater dimension than you have ever stepped into. This whole year, in this whole era, is waiting for us to embrace that principle, all right? Now, and it's producing lots of change in us and lots of movement. Now, you have to remember, we are restoring the covenant root of our life, and we're releasing the glory of God into the atmosphere. You're doing that in every choice you make when you're aligning with the Lord. See, every time you choose to align and obey, glory comes into the atmosphere. Glory comes down on your feet. Where you stand, people sense something different. And there's no rules on where you stand. You just want to stand where God tells you to stand. All right? And yet when you stand there, you want glory to permeate all the way from the throne room down to hell. So hell knows you are walking in glory. Do you know what? That is a real estate principle. And if you are really in alignment with the throne room, that glory through you is going to go all the way into hell. It's going to unlock every blessing's 5 layers down in the stratosphere under you and cause it to come up. Now, here's what Barbara was describing. This is what this whole year looks like. It is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, but we're at a threshold, and the dragon keeps blowing back heat against us to say, you're not coming through. Now, Barbara was prophesying that we don't have to be singed by that fire.
I kept seeing God's people standing before a door. And the Lord said, I'm getting ready to open a door into this new place for my people. But I also saw the dragon standing at the door. And the Word of God tells us how that dragon is ready to devour that that's about to be birthed. And the Lord said, I have a door of favor. I have a door of opportunity. I have a door that I'm getting ready to unlock the dunamis power within my people. But God says, do not look at the dragon at the door that is ready to devour that I have prepared for you. For I say, greater is he that's in you than he that is in the world. I say, do not turn back in this season, but know that I'm going to give you the supernatural power. And where the dragon thought he would devour you, thought he would devour your future, thought he would devour your destiny, I say, no, you will devour the dragon. I say, dragon devourers are rising up in this hour.
Now, here's what Barbara was describing. This is what this whole year looks like. It is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, but we're at a threshold and the dragon keeps blowing back heat against us to say, you're not coming through. Now, Barbara was prophesying that we don't have to be singed by that fire. But the only way we won't be singed by that fire is to release the sound of fire that is greater than the dragon's fire. So, we've talked about glory. We've talked about fire. Now, I want you to look at someone, and all of you on the web, that's in you. That's not around you. That's in you. You had a glory when you were knit together in your mother's womb. Now, whether you allow the glory to be unlocked is your choice. And it's amazing how much free will the Lord gives us. I mean, really lets us make choices. It's amazing. Now, here's a phrase the Lord keeps saying to me as we go forth in this season ahead. Many conflicts to come. That's why we're having this message today. There are many conflicts to come. We have it. Here's the thing. It's how you define the conflict. It's how you're defining conflict. See, this nation, I liked what Keith said. It's on a path that it can't do anything except have tremendous conflict. It's on. It wouldn't matter which side you're on, who you're with. The conflict is swirling. And something is key to rise up through the conflict. Now, it's not going to just float away. I look back and remember when I first prophesied years ago. This was years ago. Barbara, you were just up in Oklahoma with John Benefield. I prophesied about at Tulsa and how there would come a day where Tulsa would have to recognize what was held in its ground. Now, I remember prophesying it. We then took groups to Tulsa. We met at the places. And Darts, I thought about you this week. All the places we've gone worldwide and prayed. Because there comes a time, see, glory is timed. There comes a time when you stand and pray and it penetrates down into the earth, that glory is going to come back up and cause what's in the earth to rise up. And years ago, this is probably 15 years ago, and then all of this week, we saw, I even met with the mayor at River Spirit Casino in Tulsa, and with Indian chiefs and the mayor, and prophesied over him, you'll be on national news for what's going to come. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome, incredible meeting. Ann has the prophecies. And so when all of this started going on, 100 years later, in one time frame, 15 years later in another time frame, 3 years later in another time frame, and then today. See, God's not in time. We're in time. And He knew and He knows that once we stand and pray, a lot of you get really exasperated with the Lord over this. Because you think, well, why isn't He hearing me? I'm praying. I'm asking Him to do this. I went to these places. We went all over the world, nation after nation, praying at strongholds. Are you aware at the right moment when that glory seed has been deposited that it will work its way back out? That's what we're going to start seeing. It's going to start happening. Things you've prayed about are going to start happening. And you know what? It's going to create all sorts of upheavals. Tell somebody, I guess I just better put my seatbelt on.